Welcome everyone to the Sentinel's Week 5 High School Football Preview video. I'm Chris Hopkins, I'm here with David Rung. We're going to kind of break down a little bit of what to expect come tomorrow night, Friday night. All the action around the Sentinel area. The game of the week this week, as voted by you, the fans, is Cumberland Valley at Chambersburg. We're going to have Dave at that game. Dave, what do you expect to see?
Well, first I expect to see a gigantic new stadium like they have down there. It's not, I guess it's not that new anymore, but it's quite a palace that you get to down there. But definitely the game I think could be definitely an exciting one. Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley, two teams that don't necessarily have a history of being big rivals. Like a lot of teams that Cumberland Valley faces, the series all times a little lopsided in favor of the Eagles. But Chambersburg is definitely one of those upstart teams this year that could be doing some damage. And this is their, well, I shouldn't say their first big test. They just beat Central Dauphin last week, 23-20. That was probably like a signature win for that program, at least under Coach Mark Saunders' tenure there. That kind of got them rolling. They're 4-0, I believe, for the first time in a while. I know if they win against Cumberland Valley, they would already tie their best record since, I think, 1998. Wow. They haven't gotten better than 5 wins in a season since then. So it would be quite the feat, and I think it might be a team that has the possibility of doing it. It's a tough pick, but they have that chance. They're opportunistic. They're +6 in turnovers. They've gotten, I think it was 7 interceptions and 3 fumbles recovered this year. They're really stingy on defense. They allow 2.2 yards a carry, which could be interesting against Cumberland Valley. That's what they're going to want to do. Yeah. They're going to want to run the ball 60 times. So I think because of that, I think Cumberland Valley will, at the end of the day, will end up upping that average for Chambersburg. It won't be 2.2 after tomorrow. But I think it might be a little bit of a test for first-year starter Chris Galbraith, their quarterback for CV. Doesn't need to throw it 30 times, but he might need to throw 15 times, and 10 of them might be at crucial times on 3rd down or in the red zone, on a bootleg or something like that he'll need to complete. But that's what CV will have to do on offense. Chambersburg offensively is kind of a little more balanced. Quarterback Ryan Martin throws for just over 100 yards a game. Nothing incredibly special there. He does have a lot of weapons on the outside, starting with Jordan Brown as receiver. Already caught 14 passes for 214 yards. That's about half of Martin's passing total, just to one receiver there. And he's one of those explosive guys. They're getting Jamal Pickett back, who's one of those guys that seems like he's been around for about 12 years at Chambersburg. He's been starting since he's a freshman. He was hurt for the last 2 games, but he was, the middle 2 games. He was back last week, and he'll be there this week, trying to wreak some havoc on Cumberland Valley.
Obviously, 2 very good teams coming in. Chambersburg, obviously undefeated. Cumberland Valley just a loss to Bishop McDevitt. Right. What do you think is going to be the X factor in this game Friday night? The difference maker that could separate one of these 2 teams late?
I think it's going to be the turnovers. Cumberland Valley actually is dead even in turnover differential this year. Haven't been super fortunate with that, and they're always someone that's really careful with the ball. They don't throw interceptions. Their guys hold on to the ball with both hands, stuff like that. And Chambersburg is very opportunistic, and I think that might be the difference maker, is whether someone gives up that crucial turnover at the wrong time.
It's going to be a fun one to watch, I think. That's for sure.
Definitely. The next one, and the runner-up for Game of the Week, is one of the bigger rivalries in our area. Battle for the West Shore, Cedar Cliff and Redland. Cedar Cliff's the home team this time. Just means they get the home locker room and the home sideline. Yeah. But we're going to have Jeff Kaufman there, and Chris, you did a little breakdown on this game here. What do you expect out of this?
Well, one thing I think the shortage of fans, there's definitely not going to be a shortage of fans. Both the Red Sea and Golden Corral, I expect them both being there in full force for this West Shore matchup. Obviously, both schools in the same district here. And it seems like it's a forward on both sides. That is a big-time player for both sides. Last week, Redland struggled a little bit, got shut out against a Lower Dauphin team that we're finding out is a very good Lower Dauphin team with a great defense over there. Struggled a little bit. I think it's probably the first game in 2-3 games where John Ford didn't have a special teams touchdown.
Yeah, he's been all over the place.
He's been an explosive playmaker, and I think they're going to need a huge performance out of him tonight against their rival Cedar Cliff. He's been their difference maker the entire team, the entire season. He can break for a big play anytime, and against a Cedar Cliff team that we're finding out that they're a pretty good defense over there too. It's not just Andrew Ford that they have. John Ford's going to have to grind out some yards, get some big plays and everything to kind of keep this team in the game, because Cedar Cliff is going to score their points. Andrew Ford last week, we kind of got to see him against Hershey, 348 passing yards, 6 overall touchdowns, 4 passing, 2 rushing. So he's right where he needs to be right now. And against Redland, I think he's going to be a little bit more jacked up. Obviously, against your rival team. So I think Andrew Ford and Cedar Cliff, they're going to put up their points. There's not much you can do about that. So I think it's up to the Redland offense to kind of keep pace with that team and make sure that they can match them score for score. So that about does it for our coverage. We'll have Dave there. We'll have Dave at the game of the week in Chambersburg. We'll have Jeff Kaufman at Cedar Cliff at West Shore Stadium for Cedar Cliff Redland. For coverage from around the area, be sure to follow our Sentinel High School football account. That's Sentinel HSFB, where I'll be keeping you guys updated with games from around the Sentinel area. Thanks for watching.